Hi guys, George here from Zero Period Productions, and today on Skyrim Saturday Mods, we're diving into the Breton homeland in Beyond Reach by Razorkid. This is a massive DLC-sized quest and new land mod, taking us to the eastern regions of High Rock, just past Skyrim's own border. This is a mod that I played once previously, many years ago, even before the release of Skyrim Special Edition. Since then, the mod has received many updates, including some to its main questline, and in the mod's current state can be played through start to finish. And while the mod itself is not considered entirely complete, it is largely done, with only a few side quests not being implemented yet, and a couple minor characters not having voiceovers. But, given how close it is to completion, I thought now might be good enough a time to revisit it. Unlike Skyrim, Beyond Reach is a much darker tale, maybe more along the lines of something like the Vigilant mod from VICN. I'm someone who likes the tone of Skyrim's base game, but also appreciates the darker, grittier quests that we sometimes get through mods. And to me, High Rock serves as a perfect setting for a tale such as this. The world space is equivalent to 3 of Skyrim's holds, with new major cities, factions, and countless dungeons, mines, and forts to explore. The mod is available on PC for Skyrim Legendary and Special Editions, with the only requirement being SKSC and Fusro Do's silent voice. And as always, I'll be playing this on Special Edition. To get started, you'll need to be above level 5, at which point you can go to any major city in Skyrim and find the Priestess and her bodyguard, Oliver.
You? What are you? Please, take Mother Mara's blessing to wash this unease away.
What are you on about?
Mother guides me to those flickering souls who are yet to cast themselves on the fire for tomorrow's utopia. She sees in you potential which can avert calamity.
I have potential?
I, her most devoted servant, need you to believe in the goodness of your heart, in love.
Me? Potential? Me? Love? Stop the incessant rambling and get to the point.
Forgive her, beloved child of entropy. For all her convictions, she only looks up, blind to those below the clouds which she wishes to ascend. There is a terror of minds and ideas forming in the West. A conclave of antipathy and repressed hatred is nearing its sum. If this horror transpires, then neither the restraints of distance nor time will thwart the canker that will be birthed there. I make this plea to you, special child. Meditate between the opposites and seek resolution in the chaos.
Special child, huh?
I will help whenever I can, but my light is weak. However, even the faintest flame can act as a beacon against the background of deep night. That flame will appear to you in a maze of dark when you most need it.
One thing I want to say is I really like this effect that they managed to get where everything's out of focus except for NPCs. Well, not all NPCs, the guard back there is blurred out. But we just have the courier in the back just standing around going, I don't know what's going on, but he's still in focus at least. Mara? What is this?
There is nothing to decipher. Just take heed of these words. Go west and see. Open those eyes and see that which belies its splendor. Beset by men, gods, kings, and ideas, keep a clear eye. Keep your head above water when you reach that realm. The tides of want can drown any who venture too far from the shore.
Started. Beyond Reach. What should I do then? You're still speaking in riddles.
Huh? Sorry. Ugh, my head.
What on Nern? What spell did you cast on her?
How do you know I'm a mage? I know no such spell. Whatever it was had affected me as well.
Yes, I saw. You were mumbling to yourself, almost word for word that of Jayana. Forgive me. Our travels have put me in a hastened mood.
Your priestess had Mara speaking through her, and told me about a place in the west.
Didn't know madness could be contracted. Is this a jest you're both in on?
Madness can't be contracted. Have you met Shia Gorath? I'm pretty sure it can be. Do I look like I'm jesting? Tell me of this place to the west.
No, it looks like you're serious, which worries me a lot more. The closest I can come to answering your visions is that we had just hailed from Evermore, which may be that west you want. If you're dead set on taking voyage there, then a merchant who has a route between that hinterland kingdom and Skyrim should be resting at Markarth. Word of warning, if you care to listen. The Reach isn't a place you want to risk your neck just on the visions of a zealous priestess.
Your own priestess? Your own client? Also, she's blind. I just noticed that. Your bodyguard's not paying attention. If he's your guide, if he helps you walk around and see, then you're kind of screwed right now. What did you mean in that rambling?
If only I could tell you. My mind was beholden to something truly divine, so much that I can't recall aught that I uttered. However, I have an image of the Reach from that possession. Oh, an incredibly irksome feeling. Maybe you can seek out an answer by following the roads westward. Maybe the same merchant who carried us through that web of valleys can impart the same privilege unto you. Seek him out near Markarth, if you will.
I'm gonna go find your bodyguard, see if he has anything else to say, but he just kind of ran off. He's not doing a great job right now. The priestess, she's blind, isn't she? How did she see me?
Blind, not deaf. So don't make that very astute observation aloud, or I'll be dealing with an unhappy priestess.
Oh, you are.
And I'm as confused as you when it comes to her foresight and sense of self when walking this world. Almost like she doesn't need me here at all. I mean, you're not the first she's approached like this. However, the content of her words have been different when she's done this in the past.
Am I the first special one, then? Who are you to her?
A guardian employed by both her father and the circle of priests from Daggerfall, meaning her father is as devout a follower of the faith as she is. Traveling the lands to spread her divine message? I don't mind much. Very honest work, and more than meager pay, to say the least. If you're ever up for another line of work, then priests are employers you'd like to see.
You don't say. I like how the second he stops talking to me, he just frowns. It's like, oh, okay. In that case, on to Markarth.
Come to talk.
Oh, you're blind in one eye. A lot of blind people in this mod so far. Traveling to High Rock?
What gave it away? This rugged face or my tired gaze? Crossing those valleys will give you both.
I was informed you were staying here by a religious couple. Happen to know them?
Ah, little blind girl and her clingy bodyguard, right? They're a couple now?
They are?
Didn't seem to give that impression on their way here.
I didn't think so either.
I digress. Going to make a return journey through that rocky maze once I've got all the wares for my eager clients in the east. And I'm short of a bodyguard myself. The fool who escorted me here got himself lost in the wilds somewhere, staggering from the inn in a drunken stupor. Thought about tying him to the wagon until he came to his senses. Yet ultimately, if you're going to put your life in someone's hands, then it better be someone you trust.
Amen. And you trust me? We've only just met. Also, in regards to the couple line, I take it more as a couple of people. Also, Oliver wasn't very religious, it seemed.
All right. I'm desperate, you see. Happy now? I just need a body to take the hits in case we get into any trouble. Which we won't, of course. Don't worry, I'll be paid handsomely.
Yeah, you know who else told me that?
Is, if you don't drop the venture halfway through and push through to the end.
I also heard that when I did Moonpath to Elsewhere. It's like, oh, simple trip, easy going, won't get attacked. You know what happened? We got attacked. I'll jump on. Always wanted to see High Rock.
Don't want to blow the wind out of your sails, but this is the east of High Rock, worlds apart from the west. Don't want you to be getting any false impressions of us Breton folk from the people you meet down there. There I go rambling again. Get aboard. New lands await.
What book is that? Ooh, Dureni, the Blackest Market. And I can take it. Just in case I want to read later, in case I need something for the road.
Hope you brought your own rug. That hardwood's gonna be a real pain later on. Don't get too comfortable though. Still need a blade ready for when the road gets rough.
Oh, I don't remember this loading screen. That must be new.
Damn, we're on the doorstep of the kingdom, yet the gods ordain that we stumble across trouble now? What a farce.
This is a little dark. I'm just looking at this and I'm already off to a really, really dark impression for this. Almost like a horror movie. Like an older horror game even, just with the way that the font is done. That's not creepy at all. Beyond Reach contains very disturbing and sensitive subject matter, including rape, child abuse, torture, and profanity. Yes, profanity is the real disturbing one out of all of those. If you wish to not see/hear this material, please select Yes to censor. The story may suffer, but will remain somewhat coherent. So here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to censor anything in the mod itself, or rather, I'm not going to let the mod censor anything. But there may be moments where I might either cut, censor, or blur something, depending on what happens. Because in the end, I still want these videos to stay monetized. I want YouTube to not hit me over the head with a hammer and break my kneecaps. And then I can worry about making the story as coherent as possible. But I don't really know what to expect, because it's been years and years, and I think the last time I played this, not everything was done yet. So taking a look at the world space, I do want to point out something that I noticed the last time I played it as well, something that is worth bringing up. So the map is mirrored. The map is flipped. We're on the wrong side of the world. Because we came from Skyrim to the east, but we appear on the eastern side going, or we appear on the western side going west. We would come out over here and then travel west. It's one of those things where I'm sure what happened was the mod was probably 10, 15, 20, 30 hours into development when the mod author realized it and said, oh shit, do I want to restart from scratch and rework everything, or do we just roll with it? At that point, I would rather the mod author just roll with it than have to start completely from scratch.
Look over there! The man's gasping for life! I'm not going any further until you find out what's going on.
This seems like an ambush. This looks like a trap. Why don't you go instead?
Hey now, I'm just a merchant. I try to avoid spilled blood. Besides, what else am I paying you for?
I haven't been paid yet. Ooh, I do like the little notes of like, oh, this is a lore question, versus the like, oh, this is a quest dialogue. What will we expect on the road?
Well, my previous ventures haven't seen much spilled blood, save for a passenger getting leery with another, though my route is one of the safer paths of travel. I have to pick up the pace through certain stretches. I've bandits and the like springing traps from above on any uncaring traveller making their way to the province. Once we reach the easternmost part of Evermore, then we should be safe. Got the guard there meting out justice with an iron fist. Scoundrels should stay well clear. Most of the time, anyway.
Most of the time?
Well, don't want to startle you, as I do need an extra blade, but we've got a problem with these savages north of Evermore. They like to call them Witchmen. Not sure if that's what the savages call themselves, but we'll stick with it. See, rumours are stirring that these Witchmen are getting agitated. Sporadic attacks all across the kingdom made the wilds near impossible to dwell in because of their savagery. But that's a problem you'll have to deal with once you reach the kingdom, not on your way there. So don't fret about the journey itself. We'll be fine.
So I know in the intro I mentioned that it's a darker story, maybe more akin to the Vigilant mod by VICN, but I'm also just getting a little bit of an Enderal vibe as well, which, that is very, very much a good thing. What should I expect in the kingdom?
Evermore's renowned most of all for its colourful cast of characters and deviants. You'll run the gamut of Bretonic experience in that cluster of man. First settlement you'll come across, considering you stay the course once you depart from a wagon, is the Divide, a hulking bridge jutting out from its watery locale. Standing atop that stony juggernaut will grant you a vista of the Reach's mires and towns, most notably Arnima, and if you squint hard enough, Evermore itself.
Evermore? I thought Evermore was a kingdom.
Semantics, eh? Evermore is the city and the kingdom, where the city itself beats as the heart and centre of our royal affairs. The place where the Reach consolidates its authority and, well, reach over the east. Used to be a backwater not too long ago, the Eastern Hinterland Kingdom. Yet recent times have spoiled the city with inordinate wealth and power. Power that they've used to conquer and subjugate their comparatively less civilized neighbours. Now any Breton dwelling east of the city's walls sports their banner. You'll see it on your arrival.
Like right there. You mentioned a town called Arnima? What happens there?
Nothing pleasant, I assure you. Most outside their miserable sty consider it to be a stain on the kingdom. With good reason. Most of the guards are nothing but thugs looking to shake down us humble merchants when given the chance, and they routinely terrorize those unfortunate sods that don't have the means to leave. All governed by that strange character, Mortefain. Lord Mortefain, to be correct. Never call a lord by his name. Heard tales of sordid acts and strange punishment disseminated upon those beneath him, who weren't wise enough to escape. Most of these tales smacked of madness. Most I simply ignored because they're hard to imagine happening within any civil residence. I never risked finding out for myself. Town dampers the mood, which isn't good when you're travelling on your lonesome.
I'll be avoiding that place then.
Reminds me. I actually have to pass by that decaying dump. Got a client right within their walls. Hopefully the guards are knockout drunk, as usual. They're meanest when they're sober.
The new animations are really, really nice.
And, don't blame me if you see this wagon halfway to the horizon upon hearing your screams. Have to protect my interests.
Yeah. I really like you as a boss right now. I'm really liking you as my client. Also, he's got good vision. He's complaining about that guy all the way up there. I didn't even see him at first. I saw the bloodstain. Oh. No, you. I thought I saw someone up there. Maybe that's a rock. Hello? Evermoran conscript. What happened, dear soldier?
Those witchmen in the tower. They ambushed us when we were changing shifts. Won the Divide. Get them to send men, please.
Oh, and he's dead. Hope you don't mind if I take your stuff. Because it's new armor, and what am I gonna do? Say no to new armor? I don't think so. Witchmen? Ooh, is that more new armor? Nope, Imperial armor. That's not exciting then. We got some potions. We have leather, which I don't really need, but I'm taking it anyway. We have a scout. Amulet of Artaeum. Take these.
Another fleshling ascends.
Oh.
The king will have his towers, he will have his subjects, and he will have your head. The Dark Mother assures this.
Defeat the madman, the custodian. If you will. I'm just gonna see what I have hotkeyed.
The Magus.
I guess you could say I'm the custodian now. I'm the one taking out the trash. Also, was that an orc Briarheart? I believe it was. That's new. That's a first. Wait, where did his body go? I saw him flop over, but I don't know where he landed. It's a good question. I want to check his body, unless his body disappeared, which is also entirely possible. Alright, I don't see him. I don't know where we landed, so we're just gonna move on. But before we do that, let me just check this, see if we have anything good. I'll take all. Why not? Hey, don't worry, coast is clear. I killed a madman, shattered him off a tower. We're good to go.
Come to talk.
No survivors left. The Forsworn attacked this tower.
No, friend. Not Forsworn. Witchmen. Thought I told you about these devils already?
Must have forgotten.
Trust me, these aren't the type you want to be ignorant about. If you treat them like you would any common scoundrel hounding for your coin purse, then the next sight you'll be seeing is that of your gods. Bastards coat their blades and arrows with this vile poison. A resin so foul it can condemn giants to an agonizing death with nary a brush. Not sure how you came out of that alive, to be honest. You're tougher than you look.
I never gave him a chance to hit me. I just yeeted him off the tower. I was like, alright, there you go. I'll see you. I've faced worse.
Really? That's hard to believe. These scum are a whole new low for the Reachmen. Carving up man, woman, child, and babe alike in their hideous rituals. Sadistic artists. How they play with the bodies they harvest and hoist them in that dense woodland north. Foul. Simply foul. Spoiled my mood. At least you've made it back. I was about to do one. Had you spent any longer up there?
Thanks. Where will we go now? And will I face any more witchmen on the road?
You shouldn't. The divide is within spitting distance. If you keep to the road, you should arrive there without harm. Unless you take a detour, that is. That's where my almighty prescience ends and the uncertainty begins. And as we know, ignorance pays. My clients are probably waiting with bated breath, taken long enough to get here already. I'll need to skip on any indulgences on that bridge and head straight to Arnima. However, you should speak with the governor up there, Morosa. Frumpy little woman, but don't tell her I said that. She'll normally be within the temple, sparing a prayer for our mutual mother.
I do like the idea of, like, I just go up to her and I say, hey, are you the frumpy woman that the Reach merchant told me about? She just goes, I never. How dare he? Mutual mother?
Mara, you fool. If there's one god you should know in the Reach, then it's her. The people don't take kindly to those who know not about her grace. I'll see you around, friend. Give my thanks to Morosa for keeping this road so safe.
Aren't I the one keeping it safe? Like, we're gonna be real for a second? So I was just wondering what happens here. Oh, is he actually gonna ride off?
Come on, honey.
And no.
All the hay you want.
Nope. I'm actually worried that's gonna freak out and bug out and break or something. I'm also just imagining that these are like rubber bands and that it's just absolutely gonna snap. Because here's the funny thing. You can see that the physics are working with this changing direction based on where he's going, but... or which way he's facing, but... this is just not moving at all. I'm gonna move before something breaks on screen. I'm gonna move before something freaks out and snaps and goes flying, because I don't really trust this right now. I really don't trust that to not freak out and break and just get all wonky. I'm wondering if it maybe has something to do with any mods that I've installed, like, honestly, the only thing I can think of that might mess with that would be... sorry, that threw me off. The griffin threw me off. Would be SMIM, but does SMIM even affect carriages? Seek it out added. Oh, is that the only note I can take? I suppose so. Follow what the note told you. There lies a sight both profane and blessed, which brings worshippers both wretched and benign. It kisses the clouds yet sleeps just beneath the snowy spine of the north. Here exist the grounds where ancient rituals were performed for those distant gods, and where they acknowledged. The gods still linger, however their influence is fleeting. Reach them in the west, bring them tribute. Inordinate power is an offer. And who do we have here? Refugees.
What do you want?
Where are you going? Hey, stop, I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you.
Getting out of the Reach before things turn sour for my kind. Many of my brethren have the same.
Oh no, the merchant's catching up. Oh no, there he is.
My father told me.
Watch out for his rubber bands.
He survived in his day. Such a terrible story that I hope that I or my family never has to experience one ourselves.
Why is this happening? Oh god, you can still see the strings.
There's been hatred against my kind in these lands for the longest time, but with that Orsinium's sons reigning and causing their stir among the Bretons, the retaliation from the Manmer will most likely have orcs like me in the crossfire. We were assured that we'd be safe here, under the protection of the Empire, and that our skills would be appreciated by the locals, but now the Empire is weak, and the Bretons grow angry. We don't want to tempt fate by sticking around.
Where will you go then?
If you shared our race, I would tell you, but you don't. So I'm not risking our new home on the chance that you won't rat us out to the Manmer. Hope you understand.
So that's one of the side quests that's not implemented, that you can actually find out where they're going if you are an orc, and then you can actually go through and do a quest line with them, join their clan, I believe is what it is. So that's not implemented, that's one of the quests that hasn't been added yet.
And the clouds gather again. How futile. Your tears will not wash away the runes. The feast draws near, little wolves.
Yeah, that's not ominous at all. I'm just really worried about the carriage. Oh no! Do you see? Yeah, do you see the strings on this? I'm worried that that's gonna break something. And his horse just disappeared too.
There she is, the divide. It'll take more than man to bring her down.
And his horse is kind of back. It was back for a
Stable
second.
settlement in the Reach, if you can forgive the irony.
I'm wondering if I had maybe disabled his horse or the carriage.
Hold up. Haven't seen you up here before.
Before he rode off, maybe that would have, like, fixed it. Witchmen sacked the watchtower to the west. I came to inform Morosa.
Witchmen? Bloody Mara. Never thought they would get this close. Okay, you can go through to Morosa. Tell her everything. For the sake of the Reach. Keep safe.
I just want him to get off his horse already, honestly. Not that that would fix anything, but it would just make me feel a whole lot better right now.
Skyrim. They say that Ulfric was captured and killed.
He wasn't killed. A dragon came to rescue him.
A dragon? You're mad, brother. Besides, the dragons hated us back then. They would hate us now. Time doesn't mend grudges.
Aye, you can say that again. Hate makes you miss the good things in life, like good meat.
Yeah, I'm just really curious about if there would be any way to fix the carriage, or if it's way too late for that. Oh no, there he goes. No, he stopped!
Make yourself busy.
He stopped! Look at him.
Hamlet of Sabbath, torn to shreds by vile magic.
Oh
It has
man.
been overtaken by death.
You know what? I know I don't have a save from the beginning of the Reach, but I am going to just see if I can maybe get that to move, because I'm just really worried that that is somehow going to break. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a fix, but when I reloaded, or rather when I started this section of the mod over again, there's no rope. So even if the carriage doesn't move, I still feel better about this because there's not going to be just rope across the entire
almost there.
Province.
Have all the hay you want. I'll see you around, friend. Give my thanks to Marosa for keeping this road so safe.
So yeah, he's going to get on the horse. The carriage won't move, but at least we're not going to watch the string and the rope just stretch across the entire land. I feel like that's a mild improvement. I feel like that's mildly better, at least. So we're just going to roll with that. But there's a reason why Skyrim doesn't have moving carriages outside of the scripted sequence in Helgen. It's also why I think there's maybe one or two mods out there that try to add touring carriages to Skyrim at all. It just doesn't really work out well. It just doesn't necessarily work out super well.
Come to hear the latest news, lest you forget that there's more to the Reach than your own bridge. Horrific doom befalls the hamlet of Sabbat, torn to shreds by vile magic. It has been overtaken by death, or should I say, undeath.
That's just life.
A merchant arrives from Skyrim, bringing news of a slaughter at the Imperial Watchtower to the east. No survivors. More and more ships trouble the waters of Illic Bay every day, as corsairs from Hammerfell continue to ravage our coasts. The orcs still lurk in the countryside, and they are out for blood. Remain within the city walls, or at least don't travel alone. The latest flood devastated the settlement of Forlorn.
Man, no good news,
Bad
huh?
news for travelers. The village's inn is now serving nobody but fish. The affliction threatens to engulf the Reach, as more and more fatalities are reported, even witnessed at times. Pray to the...
No, continue that.
Pray to the 8 for good health.
No, finish that thought.
Have a care when traveling the Reach. Dissenters exiled from the realm's military, and numerous deserters from the Imperial Legion haunt the roads, as well as horse thieves, if mounted travel is what you prefer.
I knew a horse thief
Farm
once.
food stealer caught! The once elusive man who ate the feed of cows, horse, and hen. Yes, even manure was thrown into the undertow. Where he will spend the rest of his days. His last words before having the jail gate slammed on him? What's for desserts?
Jesus.
There's been much talk about dragons returning to Skyrim. Must be the Nord festival season of mead again.
No, they're real. They're real.
Hear ye, hear ye. It is at last possible to reunite with your friends from the east.
This is really cool, though.
Assuming you sad sacks had any. The war in Skyrim is over.
You're welcome.
The Stormcloaks rebellion was a success.
Never mind. We'll forget about that.
Something tells me that the Bretons of Skyrim should consider relocating.
Let's pretend that didn't happen.